Inclusion is
the action of
being included
in the group of people
for a particular reason.
The inclusion is
the action of
separating somebody
from the group of people for a particular reason.
discrimination is
The unjust treatment,
of different categories of people.
especially on
the ground of race, sex or age.
racism is
The action of
discriminating somebody
Because of
their race,
migration is
the action of
people's movement.
from their country.
to another.
So we had different opinions about that. Some of us thought that it's not a problem, and the other people thought that, yeah, we might have some problems about racism, but we're quite sure that we're trying to fight against it, and Hungary is right now quite peaceful country, let's say.
Well, in Greece, sure, things are not perfect, but they're still better than any other place in the world. But we still have a lot of cases of discrimination, social exclusion, etc.
Racism can be found in every corner of this world, and our country, the Netherlands, is certainly not an exception. With a country who has many different cultures and traditions, you often find yourself with people not agreeing with these cultures.
I think that racism is a big problem in Lithuania because we do not have a lot of diversity in our country, but people who look differently and who look like they're from a different country definitely can get excluded.
I think that it's a problem in our country, especially with old generation.
I think for the refugees is a problem because we have like in Turkey 6 million refugees and our government is nothing doing about them. So I think for them, especially for the Syrian people, is a problem.
Actually, yes, racism is an issue in Cyprus, and it can be seen even on our daily life, either on a personal level or in a third party. If you're dark skinned or you're homosexual or you come from a different ethnic background, you get judged or laughed at and you're not easily trusted. I faced racism in a young age due to my skin color and because my parents were not Cypriot. One of my parents was not Cypriot. Kids were calling me names, making fun of me, they didn't want to be friends with me. And I'm mentioning this example because I want to emphasize that from even kids, from a young age, they're not taught how to tolerate with diversity.
Discrimination is an act when you're just left out of something, of an opportunity or a group because of your skin color, religion, gender, or well, so something like this.
Discrimination is a situation when a person or a group of people treat other people differently because of their race, the gender, the sexual orientation, etc.
Discrimination means for me treating people differently or less than you because of their race, gender, sex, qualities and stuff like that.
Well, I think that discrimination is a really big problem among us. It has like different kinds.
I judge people for the things they can influence.
Discrimination excludes people for differences, maybe race or religion or gender.
It is a different treatment of an individual because of his or her skin color, race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, gender, sexual orientation, etc.
First day, of course, organizing these kind of exchanges, which helps us a lot to get to know other cultures and inspire us. And also they're trying to make up some guidelines and make acceptance more famous.
So European Union is helping a lot with these Erasmus Plus projects and youth exchanges, and it helps connecting people and getting to know new cultures, new ideas, new stories.
Making conversation with the religious institutions. They are also providing funds for non-governmental organizations, and there are funding programs as Erasmus Exchange, so a youngster can have a sense of different cultures.
I think they're educating kids in school, give money to organizations like for gays, for example, and also they're organizing like parades in cities for the people who is different.
European Union is doing a lot about discrimination problem. The best example is our Erasmus Plus project, where we can meet new people from all across Europe and talk to them about different topics. Yeah?
Actually, they're not doing anything about it. They're just pushing Turkey aside. They just don't want any refugees in EU. So that's it actually.
So the European Union in Cyprus, the past few years, it tried to establish new laws. Some of them was to promote equality. Other ones were to make homosexuality like not a crime, which was a crime until 2005. And also EU promoted civil partnership, which was in place in effect in 2014, and equal salary for both genders.
They get to know other cultures and meet them so they can crash down the stereotypes.
They help them connect with other people from other countries, because you don't have that opportunity every day to meet other people from other countries. So it's like we're building some bridges between people, between the countries.
These youth exchanges allows young people from all across Europe to come together and have conversation on the different issues facing not only Europe but also the world.
So youth exchange allows groups of young people from different countries to discover new cultures, worldviews and lifestyles, and that makes it easier to accept foreigners all around us.
For me, it's not only a new knowledge, but also opportunity to meet new people and abolish stereotypes.
Youth exchanges are a chance for youth, for young people to see the differences in the countries and change the ideas and ideologies between each other, so they can see the bigger picture with with the help of these differences.
In these youth exchange programs, it helps individuals to break stereotypes that they might have, learn about new cultures, see the similarities between them, and make connections that would not be possible otherwise.
For example, read more. Read more about cultures, read the news, get to know other people, go to youth exchanges, take part in volunteering, and maybe these ones should help, yeah.
I think that our generation can have a critical thinking, can develop critical thinking in order to tackle with this phenomena, and we kind of have to be united about that.
Our generation can have open dialogues with each other in order to understand the different backgrounds, cultures, identity within the community. And we should also look to the younger generation and see how they are already setting a standard in our society.
And I think we have to educate others about the tolerance of it and how to avoid it.
I think our generation can do everything. I think we should stop talking and start doing something, because our future is in our hands, so yeah.
We should be open and understanding for the whole society.
I think that our generation, new generation, is more open-minded than the old generation. So we are more aware about the problems and how we can solve them. And I think most of the new generation knows that the solution of the discrimination is the education. We can solve everything with the education, I think.
Have informal education and social education.
Oh, no, we were never. And we hope not to be, never.
Well, I try not to go into that mindset most of the times, but I think everybody more or less does it, whether they realize it or not. I'm sure there's a lot of examples in school where I have been actively excluding people, and I deeply regret when I did that.
I think we grow up and there are some stereotypes and some prejudices and some ideas that are not really ours, and the important thing is when these come to the surface, to fight them, to think that no, this is not right, I will not exclude someone, I will not judge them by something that I shouldn't.
So I talked a lot about it, and I think that I've definitely that it definitely happened in the past, that I socially excluded someone or marginalized a person or a group of people. But I think it was something unconscious, and I hope, thanks to these types of projects, that it won't happen again. And if it happens, that we could always talk about it.
Okay, as I remember, I have never been one who organized some kind of exclusion.
It seems to me that each one of us has at least once been an originator of social exclusion, but it usually happens not on purpose, so unconsciously. And I also have been an originator of social exclusion, but I try to treat everybody equally.
Generally, we have a lot of refugees and migrants in Turkey, so even we don't want or even we don't realize, we are sometimes because like we are too close to each other and we have like similar like daily life, so it seems normal to us, but we are doing something.
Yeah, at some point in our lives, we all have been the originator of discrimination, and I am no exception. I used to work as a passenger service agent at Larnaca International Airport, and sometimes I was more eager to help people that were more well-dressed or that were more high social status than others that were more casually dressed. And this, unfortunately, was happening on a subconscious level, and it took me some months to realize it, and I'm glad I did.
Ang awin sa kinang na po.
One world.
Many stories.
One nation.
Many emotions.
One community.
Many personalities.
One big family!